What's up YouTube? Joe Jones here. This is Cup of Joe. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as I possibly can because it seems that every single time I start trying to do this video, something happens. Before, I was about 4 minutes into the video, and then it stops and says that my storage is full, so I just deleted like 580 pictures. Before that, I'm sitting here in the snow cone shed that I'm building right now. Yeah, I did all this here, so thank you, I appreciate it, looks good, thank you. But the door is right here in front of me, Pinkle, and somebody starts banging on the door, dun, 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 dun. It's my daughter, so she needs something. So, anyway, with that being said, this is like my third time to do this video now, and I'm going to try to make it quick. So today I want to talk to you guys about being successful. Now, quick history from my background growing up. My dad died when I was 3 years old. He spent his whole life building houses, stuff like that, so I kind of followed in his footsteps. But he only made it to 30 years old. After my dad died, my mom met the man I call my stepdad when I was 5 years old. And he worked at a concrete place, driving a concrete truck. I knew that he had dropped out of school in the 9th grade, and he had always told me that he will never amount to anything. You know, he's going to spend the rest of his life making 13 bucks an hour, driving a concrete truck, working 70 hours a week. Now, growing up, I thought that, man, that's the life, you know? As dumb as that sounds, I thought that was what being a real man was. Working 70 hours a week, a hard job, which I wanted to work there too when I got older is what I thought. But as I got older, I kind of followed down the same path. I struggled in school. I ended up failing the 9th grade 3 times in a row. That's something that a lot of you don't know. You're probably like, what? Yeah, I failed the 9th grade 3 times in a row. And that wasn't all because I didn't know how to do the work. It was because I didn't care to do the work. I didn't want to do the work. I didn't care about school. And it didn't matter to me if I failed. And quite honestly, I just, I was waiting until I was old enough to drop out, and I was still living in my parents' house, so I was kind of waiting till I got a good job, at least, and made enough money to move out, and then I was going to drop out of high school. But I went ahead. My stepdad had moved off to the oil field to go get a better job, and when he left, it was just me and my mom here, and I just ended up dropping out. I wasn't scared of her consequences, so I dropped out, and from what most people would say, I pretty much ruined my life, because before I dropped out, they had sent me to a school in Garland to try to get my shit together, so to speak, and I was able to jump 2 grade levels in 1 year. Everything was done on a computer. It was all self-paced, so the quicker you did your work, the quicker you can get in there and graduate. So I did really good. That's when I actually started caring about my schoolwork. And I made it to the 11th grade, and then I ended up failing the 11th grade. And I remember I was very devastated when I failed the 11th grade. That's what I gave up. After that, I lost my faith, I lost my hope. I didn't want to repeat the 11th grade again. Because I really tried, I really did. And I ended up failing, so that's when I actually dropped out. And after that, my stepdad found out, and he pretty much convinced me that because I dropped out, that I'm pretty much a piece of shit like he is, and that I will always have to work my ass off, 70, 80 hours a week. He went to the oil field and was working like 90 to 100 hours a week to try to make better money, and he's like, if you're ever gonna make somewhat decent money, this is the life you're gonna have to live now. You're gonna have to come out here and basically kill yourself, work yourself to death just to make a decent living for yourself, and you're not going to have any time to spend it. You know, you're working 6 days, 7 days a week sometimes. You're not going to have any time to spend your money the way you want to. So I've grown up thinking that ever since I was 19 years old when I dropped out of high school, that, you know, I can do what I love. Yes, I mean, I proved him wrong on one thing. Well, two things. First, he told me that I'd never be able to join the military because I dropped out and had a kid. I proved him wrong with that. Number two, I wanted to start my own construction business and be a framer. He said I couldn't do it. I was going to end up just like my father. I proved him wrong on that because right now I'm sitting in a building that I built completely on my own with my two bare hands. And I'm sitting actually right here by the window that I also installed. So I also do windows too. No, but I do everything. So I established my company when I was 22 years old. Boom, that was a huge success for me. Even though I thought to myself at that time, well, carpenters don't make a lot of money in Texas, and I'll be lucky, I'll be content if I'm making at least $500 a week is what I wanted, which that's just absurd. If you're a business owner, you should be making way more than that. But I was super young, I didn't know anything about the business. I just knew the framing part. I didn't know anything about the business side of it. I just wanted to work for myself. So I did that. I hired some people, had a crew running for a few years. Yeah, I've had a lot of failures, but it's, you know, I learned from my mistakes. That's how it is. You know, you can't really be successful unless you fall on your face a few times. And what makes you successful is the fact that you get back up and you say, hey, I'm going to keep working for myself. I'm going to keep doing this. What are you getting at, Joe? So what I'm getting at is, for all you parents out there and all you people watching, maybe you're living a life right now that you have like a 9-to-5 job. Maybe you're making $10 an hour and you think that's the best that you're gonna get because you dropped out of high school or you didn't go to college, right? That's what we're taught when we're young. If you don't go to college, you can't get a good job. If you ever drop out, you're a piece of shit loser in society and you'll never, ever, ever be anywhere near rich or successful or anything like that. You'll never be wealthy. You're gonna be struggling your whole life. And honestly, I believe that myself. Even with my own company, I still believe that I'll never be rich. I'll never be successful. And I'm still not yet. I mean, I'm not rich yet. But it was up until last year that I never believed that I could even become rich or become successful, even doing anything. I lied to myself because I was taught a lie as a child. Let me tell you that you are not limited by your education. You are not even limited by your job. Even if you're making a job that's paying you $10 an hour, you can take that money still and invest it into something. You can invest into the stock market and turn that $1,000 investment into $400,000. You just gotta know what you're doing. So what I would suggest is to study the stock market, you know, put some money into that. You gotta make passive income. Let your money work for you. Don't always be chasing your money, working for it, man. You gotta be making money when you're sleeping at night. And there's so many different ways to do it. Also, if you've had a dream of starting your own business, do it. I mean, I started my company with almost no money at all. I just went out there, I had bought a few tools, and I started my company as a subcontractor. And I went on, when I was about 25 years old, I got my first big job. That was my $20,000 contract. And I built this house, 4,000 square feet, and then it ended up selling for almost $1 million. Now, if I can build a $1 million home, I can make that $1 million dream that's in my heart come true. I can become a millionaire. You have to take that same mindset and do it for you. Just because you were told you can't be this or you can't be that, especially if you're a parent, don't ever tell your kids that they can't be this or can't be that. It doesn't matter. You're not limited by your education. Tell your kids, shoot for the stars. Be anything you want to be. I can become a millionaire doing what I love to do, which is building stuff. Haven't you ever seen Bob Vila? This old house in the 90s, I'm sure that dude's a millionaire. He's probably a damn billionaire. In every industry, you can become a millionaire. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Make passive income, invest in the stock market, invest in yourself, believe in yourself, surround yourself with people who believe in you as well. The worst thing you can do is surround yourself with friends who tell you can't do it, you're not going to do it, because before too long, you're going to start believing that yourself. And even the Bible says, if you're walking with fools, you yourself are going to become a fool. If you're walking with wise, you yourself are going to become one of the wise. So translation, if you're walking around with broke people, you're going to stay broke. Surround yourself with rich, successful people, wealthy people. Even if they're not wealthy yet, surround yourself with people who are like-minded like you, who are following a higher calling of being successful, and they're trying to get to that point in their life where they don't have to worry about money. Like I said, I'm not there yet, guys, but I'm trying to get there, and for the first time in my life, at 27 years old right now, I actually believe that I can become a millionaire, and that my education is not what's going to determine that. My hard work, my belief in myself, my investment in myself, and investment into the right things that I need to be investing in is what's going to take me to the top. And it can for you too. But don't ever tell your kids that they can't be something, that they can't be famous, they can't be rich, they can't be wealthy, they can't be successful just because they didn't finish school. I mean, yes, of course, school is important, and you want those things for your kid, and you need those things to make it easier for you to become successful, but it's not limiting you. This is America. Let's bring back the American dream, where foreigners can come over here and be here for 2 years and become a millionaire. If they can do it, we can do it. Why are we as Americans not believing in ourselves to make that American dream happen for me, for you, and for our kids? Let's make it happen. Believe that you can achieve it, and you will have it. That's all I have to say today, guys. Oh, also, let me say this. We are only believing what we were taught as kids. If you don't ever teach your kid that it's even possible, then they're going to be too scared to even think that they can become a millionaire. Tell their kids that they can become a millionaire. You can be wealthy, but if you're not telling them, if no one's ever taught you, then chances are you're probably going to live a mediocre life and never even try to reach what you've never even been told that you could reach. So if someone's telling you as you're growing up, hey, you can do this, you can become this, you can be successful. Get that mindset. Put it in your mind now, put it in your kids' mind now. Doesn't matter what age you are, it's never, ever too late. But that's closing my argument. But with that being said, guys, if you like this video, or if you were taught that same thing as me, that you'll never be successful without a great education or anything like that, if you were taught that life's all about working your ass off till you die, working your life away, I've never seen somebody on their deathbed say, I wish I could have spent more time at the office. No, nobody ever says that. So make a change in your life today. If you're doing something and you like it, and you're okay with that, that's great. Then you're successful, because based on your own opinion, you're comfortable where you are. Maybe you don't need to be a millionaire to be happy. Maybe you're fine working at the Dollar General wherever you are. Maybe you're the manager of a Dollar General. And that's great. If you're happy and you're taking care of your family and you're comfortable in life, to a lot of people, just being comfortable is successful. And I used to be the same way. I want to be comfortable. I'm not there yet, but I got a goal in my mind that I'm going to be more than comfortable by this time next year. The reason I want to be more than comfortable is because I want so much money that I have money left over to give. I want to give to people. Giving makes me happy. If giving makes you happy, leave it down in the comments and say, hey, I want to be just as rich so that I can give to less fortunate people like myself right now. And I also want to be rich because I want to find people who are young like me, or younger than me when I first started, and I want to make their dreams come true too, man. There's a lot of people out there, big entrepreneurs that don't think they can do this. There needs to be more motivational speakers in our schools coming to talk to our kids, telling our kids that yes, school's important and this is why school's important, so they're not dropping out. You know, college is very important if you want to go that route. It's a lot easier to become successful with college and the right schooling, but it's not the only option. School's not for everybody. It wasn't for me. But like I said, guys, if you like this video, hit that notification bell for more stuff from me, Joe Jones. This has been Cup of Joe you've been watching, and this has been your daily dosage. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you are successful and you came from a very poor background, or you know, middle class, and you're pretty up there now, and you want to talk about it and motivate some people, leave a comment down below. I'd sure appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Until next time, just be awesome. Be successful. Keep working at it. Later.